What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Ever Adaptive Podcast. I'm your host, Beckie Flowers, along with my co-host here, Sarah Budson.
What's up, guys? Good morning. Becky and I are, we've had rough mornings.
I voice messaged her and I was like, I'm coming, but I lost my coffee. So I don't know where my coffee is.
But prior to that, I texted you and I was like, hey, can we push a half hour later? I woke up so late and you're like, I'm laughing because I did the same thing.
And you know what, though? Like, I think it's good to touch on because we were just talking about how you need more sleep and
Mhm.
just
Yeah.
get more sleep. It's
Yeah.
Saturday
And like,
morning.
even to note this, guys, literally, I woke up and I weighed myself when I first woke up super early. And I know that like when I first wake up, I hold water. But I weighed myself first thing, and then I ended up going back to sleep because Toby crawled into bed finally, and I was like, "Oh, this is great!" And I don't have to podcast until 10 a.m. And then I fell back asleep for like 2 more hours, but I woke up literally a pound later, like between those 2 hours. So
Your
that's
body
just
needed it.
yeah, I definitely needed it, especially in just like everything that I'm going through right now with needing more rest. Like wherever I can get extra sleep, I'm going to take it. So I'm
Yeah.
glad that you are on the same page because that worked out nicely and I didn't have to rush to get ready and get my first meal down.
No, it was perfect because I was the same. I took a free meal last night and I got sushi for the first time since that was like my post-show meal after North Americans, and I haven't had it since, and it was so good.
You and your seafood post show, because you and I got so much seafood
Yes.
after Masters National.
We got oysters. They were so good.
Oh
I
my gosh,
am
that
craving
whole
oysters.
meal was just to die for.
It was so, I wish I remember the name of it so that if you're in Pittsburgh, what was the
It,
name
it
of
was
it?
like the old train station. I don't even remember what it was called, but it's like right across the river, or
Yeah, it's right by the
not even. It's
venue.
on the same. It's right across the street.
Yeah. It's cute. It's cute. So if you are doing, what shows do they have there? Just Masters Nationals and North Americans?
Americans, yeah. I don't think that they have. I don't know, unless they do a pro show there, maybe, but
They might. I feel like they do.
might do the
Pittsburgh
Pittsburgh
Pro?
show there. Yeah,
Yeah, but
I
definitely,
would think that it would be in the same venue.
I would think so too. I don't know. Um, but yeah, did that. So I'm feeling very fluffy today. I just told you before we started
So
recording that I need to like transition my clothes because I'm at that awkward point where like clothes aren't fitting. And my thighs are getting muscular and my shoulders are getting muscular, but my glutes are not. So,
we'll get there.
oh my God,
We'll get there. We'll get there.
so frustrated. But that is not the topic of our podcast today.
No, today we want to talk about bodybuilding on a budget, which
Yes,
you brought this up yesterday, and I was like, that's such a good. That's what we do, guys. We very last minute wait to decide what we're going to talk about.
it kind
We
of just
are
has to be organic.
semi-organized in some areas. Like we have so many notes and like, but we're just like kind of winging it and free balling it until it comes time because we have so many ideas in there. And then we just kind of like almost like throw a dart at the board and decide last minute what we're gonna do.
But it works for both of us because I feel like if either one of us was very, very type A, like we would just clash heads. So this
For
works.
sure. Not only that, or like if we pre-planned too far in advance, I feel like we would maybe forget or like it just wouldn't be as organic.
Mhm.
So I don't know. Anyway, still also way off subject.
Yeah, sorry. Sorry, we're squirrel brain. But we wanted to talk about this. And I really want to, like, when we say bodybuilding, it's beyond the prep and beyond like
Yeah, not
even
necessarily competing.
eating. Yeah. You're just a bodybuilder as a lifestyle. Like, how can you save money? Because you know that it's expensive for everything. So how can we cut corners? How can we like where and also where to cut corners, like where to actually splurge and where to save a little bit.
Yeah, yeah. And I definitely like I think the heavy hitter here is gonna be food for sure, especially in this fucking economy. But I
Yes.
was just telling Becky, like I usually get most of my food from just like this like Italian market not far from my house because there's little Italian markets everywhere that Becky like fell in love with when she was here.
If you're in Michigan, you need to go there.
But like I don't eat enough egg whites to like really get like a huge, in bulk like amount. And I literally have been paying $6.99 for a tall carton of egg whites at that market. And honestly, like the grocery stores are just the same. It's insane.
And I only eat eggs, so I had egg whites taken out of my meal plan back in October, maybe. So but all during prep, I used to get them, and I used to get them for like if it was $3 a carton, I was like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
So
It's
I'm
insane.
flabbergasted.
Yeah. I'm like every time I'm just like, oh my God, I'm gonna puke, but whatever. I do it anyway because that's what we need.
Yeah.
So
But and that's like you need it, so we're gonna do it anyway. But how can we save money?
yeah,
Um,
there's ways to be mindful of things like that too.
mhm.
Like you and I were just talking about like going to Sam's Club or Costco, right? Or like I don't know if you have these like BJ's market, like marketplace or whatever, but they're the more in bulk grocery stores, things like that that have, a whole box of egg whites. I don't even know what the price would be, but I guarantee it's cheaper than freaking $6.99 for a large carton of egg whites. So
Yeah, yeah. And I think Sam's Club, Costco, that's huge. If you don't have one of those, definitely invest in that because I mean, I can get a 5 pound bag of jasmine rice for, I haven't gotten it in a few months, so I'm sure it's like outrageous now, but I think it was maybe $10 to $15. I
yeah,
don't
see,
remember.
that's insane. Like
Yeah.
everyone knows how bougie I am, and also I live off of pure convenience in everything I do. So I get and like, don't be like me, guys. Don't be like me because I waste so much money when it comes to this. And this is actually really cool because I know it's something that you're really cognizant of, and I used to be. I'm just like, I'm purely like, I just want convenience right now in this point of my life, and that's like
Yeah.
totally okay. But I buy like the frozen bags of jasmine rice from like Kroger has them, Meyer has them, Trader Joe's has them, and they're literally just bags of frozen rice that's already cooked. You throw it in the microwave for 3 minutes, and it's like the most perfectly cooked, yummy rice, and it's so convenient. And I don't eat enough jasmine rice to need to make so much all the time. Like I go through maybe two of those bags in like 2.5 days. So it's like, no, not even like one of those bags in like 2.5 days. They're just like, I think it's there's like 275 grams of rice in there. So it's like I'm only eating 100 grams of rice right now in throughout my day.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I get a lot of my carbs from elsewhere, but like when Darren's here and he eats 200 grams of rice per meal, I'm like, wow,
Mhm.
just clean me out of house and home here.
Right?
Like for me, because I eat such a minimal amount, I'll spend that money because I'm not going through a whole lot of it anyway. But like, yeah, if my rice intake was a lot higher, absolutely go the cheaper route and get a bag of jasmine rice, actually cook it. And you're saving so much money there because
Right.
I'm spending probably $6 on three bags of those rice.
Yeah, but like you said, I think that's a good point. Like in this season of your life, you're able to be more convenient and you can spend the extra money there, where you're probably cutting corners somewhere else.
Right.
So I
Yeah.
think, but going back to the jasmine rice, like get a rice cooker, like invest in a rice cooker. If you are eating, I'm eating like 300 grams of rice a day. So I'll just throw it in. I know, I'm sorry. Um,
So
and I
jealous.
was so mad because that actually got lowered. So I was like, oh. So I just throw it in the rice cooker and I literally will cook it probably like every other day
Yeah.
and just go like that.
And that's what Darren does too. He just gets big bags of rice and he makes rice in the rice cooker every day. And it's
Yeah.
so convenient too, especially just to have it there. You don't have to do anything.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like we should tie in like convenience with budget right now with food. Um, Another one that I was thinking about is like I have Jewel here. So if you're in the Chicagoland area, you know what Jewels are. It's like our little local grocery store. It's probably like a Kroger or whatever. But pretty much all of your grocery apps are gonna have grocery stores are gonna have an app. So check those out. A lot of them you can clip coupons. I got
Yeah.
berries last night. They were like $3.99 for a little pack, which is sick. So sick. But I got them for $1.99 because I clipped their coupon in their app.
Nice. That's
So,
awesome. Yeah. Yeah. And it's just taking that little extra time to like actually look at, okay, I know a lot of those coupons do are for things that like we don't eat, right?
mhm.
But there are deals like that pop up that are like awesome deals. And even
Yeah.
like the market by me, they'll have like sales for certain like blueberries or something where it's like two of the smaller packs for like $4, right? And it's just like, oh, that's an awesome deal. And
Yeah.
whereas normally they are $2.99, $3.99 per package.
Yeah. Check those out. I also like to like I'll go between Aldi. Aldi is another one, like just in and of itself.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
stop at Aldi.
I love Aldi and I don't go there enough because I just like I never think of it. But like they have and more recently, I feel like within the last like handful of years, they switched to a lot of like fresher, like higher quality produce and things like that too. Yeah, it's mostly all off brand, but like your berries, your produce, everything like that. I'm iffy about meat, so I got meat from there once and it weirded me out and I never got meat from there again. But
I've heard that from other people too.
okay, so it's not just me. All right.
Yeah.
I love to that is somewhere where I will also spend more money is on my protein because I want a higher quality protein.
Yeah.
Uh like I get my protein my ground beef from the market and I know that it's like they just ground it up, that morning.
Yeah.
That is something that I won't cut corners on, but there's ways to, buy it in bulk from Costco, from Sam's Club, because it's a hell of a lot cheaper there.
Or check with your local farmers. We'll get like a quarter of a cow, half a cow.
Ah,
I mean,
such a good point. Yeah, that's such a good point.
because you're
I'm
getting it
not
in
in a
bulk and you're
place that I can do that because I don't have anywhere to like store that amount of meat. But like for sure, that's something that like moving forward when I am in a place that I have like a deep freezer, things like
Mhm.
that, like you can get, half a cow and get that fresh, higher quality protein or chickens, or your eggs from a local person who has chickens. Like there is nothing better than when I go to my mom's, I have a dozen in my house in my fridge right now, her fresh eggs. And guess what? They were all just laid within the last freaking week. Where at the grocery store are you going to get that fresh of eggs?
Exactly. And they taste so much better. I miss having my chickens. Um, but also like if you are doing that through the local farmer, even your farmer's market, like if you don't have connections with a farmer that like you're whatever, you know what I'm saying? Go to your farmer's market because they're going to be there as well. You might not get as good of a deal as if you knew the person, but you're going to get a high quality protein and you're going to be supporting local because like we've
Yes.
been saying grocery stores are ridiculous, so you can either support, I don't know, Walmart, or you can support your local person that's going to put it back in your community.
Not only that, but like think of how much higher quality of a product that you're getting.
Yes.
Because like sure, yeah, these grocery stores may say like things are, grass fed or organic, but like are they really? Because I don't trust anyone.
Exactly. Exactly. And then you can talk to the farmer. You can ask them like, are you grass fed and grass finished? Are you grain finished? Like, because that all makes a difference when you get down to the nitty gritty. And obviously, like, that's a whole different subject. And if you're just trying to save money, do what you
What you
need to do.
gotta do. Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. Um, but I was going to say with Aldi, I will get the Aldi app and then I will do like Jewel because That's what I do. So just put in your grocery store and then I will go between and I will kind of build out my carts. I will see who's cheaper, what I can get for cheaper. If there's like a deal going on at Jewel, I'll take that out of my cart at Aldi. And that way then I know when I'm spending and I can stay on budget. So just doing that little extra planning, one, it gives me like a little dopamine hit because I'm saving money, but then I'm also saving money.
Right. No, and it's going into it with just a prepared mindset, right? Where you can go into the grocery store mindless, right? Or you can go in and take that extra 5, 10 minutes, pre-plan, okay, this is what I need to get. Okay, this is where I'm gonna go. Maybe this store doesn't have it, or I know this store does, right? Or, this they both have it, but who's, gonna have it for a better price or whatever. But taking the extra few minutes to pre-plan it and, kind of see what it looks like, it's just like us scheduling our day, right? Just like that
Yeah.
little hit of satisfaction
Yeah.
and being able to just kind of, okay, I can save here, I can save here, and like everybody wins.
Exactly. Another thing is, I don't know if you do this, but sometimes I'll grab like the frozen version of it. I did this less in gut protocol than I did in prep, but definitely like prep off season before I would do like frozen green beans or something like that versus the fresh because it usually was cheaper.
I have done that in the past, and you can easily do this with any veggies. Like, guys, frozen vegetables are so freaking cheap.
Hmm.
Like, truly, you can get a big bag of frozen vegetables for so flippin' cheap and they last forever. Like,
Yeah,
it is such an easy way to build this into your plan if you are on a budget. Um, yeah, like in a gut protocol, I want fresher things just to make sure that like I'm kind of where I need to be. But like, or if I'm traveling, I will 1000% go that route because it's way
yeah,
easier to, okay, grab a bag of frozen, green beans and throw it in the microwave. And that's my green beans for 2 days. And I don't have to worry about it. I don't have to make sure that I'm somewhere that has a skillet and, whatever. But it's so much cheaper that way too, because they last so much longer. You can usually get them in bulk. And it's so much more like efficient, especially if you're on the road.
yeah, exactly. Um, Another thing that I just thought of is like when they are having those sales at your grocery store, stocking up and then freezing them. So
Mhm.
you can freeze them from fresh and keep them. So I know I'm at my mom's right now and there was a sale on asparagus. And if you know, like I eat asparagus every single day and I
I know you're so thrilled about it.
I can't. I love when I have a free meal because I can pull that meal out. But it was a really, really good deal. It was like 99 cents like a bushel of it,
Wow.
whatever they call them. So we got seven of them, and I'm gonna eat a lot, but I'm not gonna eat 7 bushels of asparagus. So I ended up cutting them up and freezing them. And it's just so convenient.
Yeah. And well, things that can be frozen, like absolutely. Like obviously, like fruit, like unless you're
Yeah.
grinding something up into a smoothie or something like that, like okay, but fruit's a little bit harder, and especially because it expires so quickly.
Yes. Yeah.
That is something that I do struggle with is keeping fresh fruit because when there is a deal, it's like, oh my God, I want to grab more. But okay, realistically, how long is this gonna last me?
Exactly. Exactly. Even if you like cut it up and you do everything that you're supposed to do to keep it longer, it's still, is it gonna last? Probably not.
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, that's, hit or miss when it comes to that. But that's another way too, is if even if you want have fruit in your diet and you can buy either frozen or buy fresh and freeze it, throw it in a blender with some ice and,
I'll literally, so I have blueberries in one of my meals and I'll make sure that I get the frozen that's just the blueberries. So you got to watch that with their fruit because sometimes they'll add sugar to it.
yeah,
So make sure it's just the blueberries, but I will put it in with my meal. And when I go to, maybe this is gross, but when I go to warm up my meal at work, like I'll just keep it all in there. So then it kind of defrosts the blueberries while it
You and I are the same that way though. Like we don't give
will
a
take.
fuck. Like, or even if like you're making cream of rice or something, right? Like you can throw those
Yeah,
frozen blueberries in there. They're gonna explode everywhere anyway. Like
exactly. And then it's like a little, I don't know, it's just so
like a
good.
sauce. Yeah, you can do it with
Yeah.
like, raspberries. Like, I mean, hell, you can even do it with strawberries. Like, there's you can do it that way. And even when like I had RIP, when I had pineapple in my meals, I put my pineapple in my meal with like my chicken and my rice anyway, and I always had it warm in there because like if you guys don't know, like warm pineapple is the most amazing thing. Like think of like grilled pineapple where it's just like juicy and like so delicious, right? Like you can buy frozen pineapple too and throw it in your meal and just mix it in with whatever. Like, but you and I are weird. Like, and I feel like most bodybuilders are like that, but like a lot of
Yeah.
like normal people would look at us and be like, what the fuck is that?
Oh, they do. Because at work, they're like, what are you eating? Like,
Yeah.
it's fine. It's fine.
Look the other way, okay?
Right.
It bothers you more than it bothers me. I actually love this.
I do. It's my favorite meal. But no, I think just looking for those options are good. Um, with food, you got any others?
I mean, like anything that you can buy in bulk is just going to be so much cheaper, obviously, and just like preserve it for as much as you can. But yeah, looking for coupons, finding those alternative, shopping options, Sam's Club, Costco, Aldi. Aldi is such a good one that I always just forget about so
Yeah.
like so much, and it's such a useful resource because it's literally I spend freaking half, maybe less of what I would normally spend at a regular grocery store there.
Oh my gosh, I love it. I used to like go there and I would tell Joe, I'm like, guess how much I spent? And he'll be like, no, it was $75. Like, I'm so good at this.
Yeah, it gives you so much gratitude, like satisfaction.
Yes, I love it. But no, Aldi is huge. Um, Gosh, I just thought of another one and it left my brain. Oh, so I know that we love our sauces and we love our like condiments, but guys, if you have to choose between like, is bodybuilding for me? I'm really on a tight budget. Skip the sauces. Like you can use seasonings. You can use, that's the one thing that Gut Protocol really showed me. Like
Yes,
spices and seasonings will take you so far
so
where
far.
you don't have to spend the $4 on a hot sauce. Like
Right.
just
Yeah.
skip it.
1000%. Like my chicken and sweet potato meal, it's like I throw some salt and some cinnamon on that. And guys, I don't need a sauce on it. I don't need anything because it's so freaking good as is.
No, I do that with I have chicken, rice, and blueberries, and I put salt and cinnamon on it every day. Or
Uh-huh.
even like pumpkin pie spice. That's really good too.
Yeah. Yeah. I put pumpkin pie spice on my rice cake in the morning. It's so good.
It is good.
It's
Or
so good.
put it in
I
my
have
coffee.
almond butter and then a little bit of salt and then the pumpkin pie spice on it. It's like it's my favorite thing in the morning. People are
I
always like,
love
"What's on
that.
your rice cake?" And I'm like, I don't want to tell you.
Just let me enjoy it. I don't want your opinion. But
Um, but let's move on to things other than food. So I know you and I were talking about we were kind of just like brainstorming like gym accessories,
Mhm.
right? So your lifting belts, your straps, your cuffs, your wrist straps, like even I would say I would go as far to say like your clothes for the gym,
Yeah.
right? Think of all of these things and like these can be pricey. They can be very pricey, but like also think of these things as investments because a lot of these things will last you. It's like a one-time thing that you're going to have to buy them. Maybe not clothes, right? We wear through clothes, but belts, your wrist straps, your straps, like how often are you really going to have to buy these? I will tell you guys, I bought my Inzer weightlifting belt 8 years ago and it still looks brand fucking new. Like
Oh my
it's
God.
so heavy duty. It's so like it's massive. It's literally massive. It's so overboard. Like a lot of like power lifters use that brand and everything like that. But it's literally lasted me 8 years and it looks brand new. And I'll probably have it for the rest of my life. Like unless like the lever breaks and I need to replace the lever. Like they're more expensive, but it's also an investment because I'm never going to have to buy this again, you know? And I have another belt that I wear that's thinner and like more pliable and things like that too. But um like that's like your cuffs, like
Mhm.
unless you lose them, how often are you going to have to buy them? Just make the investment, and those things are so cheap too. Like utilize Amazon, like
Yes.
what, like 12, $15 for some cuffs. What, you're
Yeah.
never going to have to buy them again. This is something that I'm going to tell myself too, because I really need new knee sleeves because mine are definitely old and I've probably had them for 6 years and they have holes in them and they don't even do the job anymore. I do need to buy some. And the only reason I'm putting it off is because I don't know how to size them.
That's my issue with those too. Um,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. And that's the only reason I'm putting it off. But like, I know those are going to be a little bit more expensive than, 10, $15, but like, it's something that is going to benefit me. I'm only going to have to buy them once every, 5 years, and it's going to last me for that long. So like break that down. It's what, like $10 a freaking year? Like,
You can do it.
yeah,
Do it.
just
And I also don't think that you like if you're just starting out, you don't need all of
you
that
don't
stuff.
need all of it. No. Focus on your form, focus on actually feeling your exercises and making mind muscle connection, and you're not going to need all of these accessories, but
Yeah.
like maybe your the cuffs, or obviously like clothes, things like that, which clothes, yeah, that can get more expensive, but there are also so many websites that have things for cheap. Another thing, Amazon,
Yep.
Amazon has crazy cheap leggings and stuff like that, and they might not be as high of quality as like an Alpha Elite or something like that, but like they'll still last you for quite some time unless they come with like a hole in them already or something like that. But there are better quality brands on, look at the reviews.
That's exactly what it is. Look at the reviews, but there are a lot of dupes out there that are very, very decent quality. Like all of my sports bras are from Amazon. I think I have one from Alpha Elite, and it's a prep sports bra, so it doesn't even fit now.
I know
But
you
all
bought
of
that
the
at the
others,
retreat
yes, yeah, that's what I
at Alpha
bought.
Land.
So like 2 years ago. Um, but all the other ones are from Amazon, and it works. They're like 12 to 20 bucks. Um, so I
Yeah,
also think like you don't, unless you are the type of person that will have a shitty lift if you don't feel like you're cute, like you really don't need to invest all this money in your clothes to go to the gym and lift. Unless that's your
I
thing.
am that person. So
Are you? Okay. I just think like if you are in a pinch in your like, okay, do I take a step back from bodybuilding, or do I cut corners on my coach? Do I cut corners on my food, my supplements, all of those things versus
that is
like buying
something
the
to cut
freaking
corners on.
leggings? Don't buy the leggings.
Buy a $10 pair of sweatpants from Walmart.
Yeah.
Like,
Or buy leggings. Like they have like leggings and stuff there too.
yeah. No, it's definitely somewhere where you can cut corners for sure. But also I like so many different brands and companies run sales all the time. Like I get emails from Gasp and Better Bodies, and I know that you like those leggings from Better Bodies. They're literally like I like them better than Elites. And yeah. And they're cheaper and they run sales on them all the freaking time. Like they always have like 40% off, or like buy one get one half off or something like that, literally all the time. Like I could guarantee in my email right now I have an email for a sale on something from Better Bodies or Gasp. I love their leggings so much. And their sports bras. I'm obsessed with their sports bras too. So
That is such a
find
good
those
point, though.
find those companies that are always running sales. If you know people that are ambassadors or influencers for those companies, use their discount codes, utilize those. Like you guys can get crazy, crazy deals. I cannot tell you how many times I've gotten I've made an order from Gas and Better Bodies, and I'm like, how did I just get all of that product for that much money? Because
Mhm.
it's insane. And I will even say, I probably shouldn't say this publicly, but one time they did even screw up and they sent me, I made like probably it was like a $160 order, and they sent me everything. And then I saw a return on my bank account for, I think it was a sports bra that they were out of, and they sent me an entire second order minus that sports bra. Someone messed up there. I'm sorry. Someone messed
Oh
up. They sent me a whole
no.
second order minus the one thing, but I already got it in my first order.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, wow, okay. Thanks, guys.
Yeah. Well, that is not the norm, so
That's not the norm,
don't bet
but
on
it
that.
it happened.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, like I literally love the quality of their stuff. Like it's so so good. Their shorts, their leggings, their shirts, their hoodies, their sports bras, like everything that I've gotten from there is like super high quality and like it lasts.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's key too. Like buying the nicer brands or the things like reading the reviews on Amazon. Like if people will tell you if
Yes.
they're going through it in two wears. Like finding those that aren't like that
Yeah.
will save you money in the long run.
Yeah. Like my friend Ashley, the one that I pose, like she is obsessed with workout outfits off of Amazon. Like she has so many. She always puts them on her stories. Like it's so fun. So if you follow me and know Ashley, ask her too, because she knows where all the good Amazon outfits are.
I'm gonna have to follow her because I love it. I love Amazon. Um,
But it is somewhere that you can cut corners on is your apparel,
yeah.
accessories, things like that. But also same thing in that same breath, those certain things that maybe you do need, like they will be investments, and more than likely you're not going to have to buy them frequently.
Yeah, exactly. One last thing that I want to talk about is supplementation. And I feel like this is the one that like you don't want to cut corners on because you want to make sure that you are getting something that is third party tested, that like basically third party tested is they're having a third party tested to make sure that the company actually has in there what they say that they have in there.
Mhm.
So make sure that it has that, make sure that it actually has the actual dose that they said it is in there as well. So it's really easy to go to Amazon, and sometimes there's things that you can replace from Amazon in a pinch, but finding a good quality supplement company is going to save you money in the long run because of it's actually going to do what you want it to do for your health, which is going to save you on medical bills and longevity in the long run.
And I will add to this, peptides, medications, things like that too. Okay.
Yes.
So this is obviously a space that I work in. And I can't tell you how many people that I know that are getting peptides off of random lab websites. And it's like, guys, you might be literally paying for some backwater. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, because they
you
don't have
don't
to say
know
what's
what
in there.
that is. Like, when you are going through actual HRT and peptide companies that work with a pharmacy and you're getting pharmaceutical grade supplements and medications, that is hands down obviously going to be way better than something over the counter or something that you ordered off of some website that might be completely bunk. Like, your medications are being compounded at a compounding pharmacy. They're tested. They're, there's potency. They are, it's an actual product. And yes, it's going to be more expensive. And a lot of times too, on these random peptide websites, yeah, they might seem like it's a better deal too, but they're also severely underdosed as well. If you look at potency and actual dosages, like it's a very small fraction of what you're going to get from a actual compounding pharmacy that formula. So just a side note, because this is an area that I do specifically work in and I hear it all the time. People are like, oh, well, on this peptide website, I can get it for this much. I'm like, okay, what's your dose there? Yeah, you're going to be going through one of those vials per 3 days. Like,
Exactly.
it's like, or you can actually invest the money in the actual prescribed medication that's compounded and that's going to last you for a month or 2 months or 3 months. Don't cut corners on these things because you literally, Joe Schmo can make anything and throw it up on a website and you're going to inject that in you. Like, guys, don't be idiots.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Just spend the money. If you are going to even consider going the HRT route, like why wouldn't you want to make sure that you are actually getting what you are getting? Like
Yes,
if you, yeah. I feel like it's a no-brainer, but I feel like this is a big one for a lot of people. Because you will see even a lot of influencers that are promoting like off peptide sites. And so you think that it's okay. And you don't know what you're getting. You do
just
not
be
know what
smart
you're
about
getting.
it.
Yeah.
Be smart about it. Get your blood work done and also do your due diligence of what you're actually ordering. Is it coming from a pharmacy? Is it coming from some random lab? You don't know if you're
Mhm.
going off of those random websites. If you get something and that it's actually prescribed to you, like these physicians are running your maps and like see what other medications you're on, like it's
Yeah.
actually legitimate versus you have no idea. So,
Yeah.
um, that's just my spiel on supplementation and things like that. Obviously, anything over the counter, yes. Also, make sure that you're getting third party tested, good quality sourced supplements, and it's not just same thing. You're not just throwing your money away.
Yep. Exactly. Um, one
Last
last
point,
thing. Oh, go ahead.
coaching.
That's what I was going for. Um, my thing was don't skip any of your coaching, but also talk to your coach and see if they offer like a 1 year upfront plan versus like monthly or 3 months, because a lot of times you're going to save more money if you pay it upfront for a whole year versus the others.
For sure. Yeah. And this is something that I offer my clients too, is like I'll break it all down, after we have our consult. Like, okay, this is what I charge monthly, but if you do 3 months, which I don't even do it per month, I do it per weeks just so that it lines up better. Like so for 12 weeks, it's this, for 24 weeks, it's this. And that way, a lot of times, a lot of coaches will lump that together and you'll be saving some more money that way if you're able to front that and you don't have to think about it for the rest of the year or for that 6 months or for that 3 months. It's just it's
Yeah.
done, it's paid for, and in the next X amount of time I'll think about it again rather than spending more money monthly, and that adds up.
It really does. It really does, especially if you have long goals in the sport. Um, Investing in a coach for the long term is going to be good. It's worth it.
It's 1000% worth it, and also just like taking that pressure off of yourself. It's something that if you're putting all of this into someone else's hands for them to create something for you and guide you. You don't have to think about it. You don't have to worry about it. And like, guys, just trust your coach.
Yeah. Yeah. And if you don't trust your coach, you should probably think about why you don't and make
You
those.
hired your coach for a reason, right? So have faith. And this is so completely off topic, but it's a post that I saw yesterday that I absolutely want to touch on. And it was just like, I can't even remember who posted it, but it was just like, if there's a reason your coach doesn't have you doing something, it doesn't mean that they're missing something. They have programmed for you what they have programmed for you for a reason. And if you ask 10 different people, you're going to get 10 different answers. Um, have you hired your coach for a reason, hopefully.
Yeah.
um,
Hopefully.
and let them lead the charge with you and
Yeah.
have faith in it. You can question, but this is going to roll us into a whole nother topic where like our alternative topic for today was being coachable, and that's going to be a separate episode that eventually we'll get on
Yeah, I think we should.
that subject for sure. But if you're hiring a coach, which in my honest opinion, like everyone should, if you're in this sport, you should have a coach. It's so much added pressure. I've done that, been there, done that, self-coaching, it sucks. You're constantly second guessing yourself, where if you can have that outside objective eye, we've done this a million times. Um, is an absolute necessity if you're on a budget? No, do it yourself if you want to, but just know that you're probably going to be more stressed out.
Yeah, yeah. If you're able to be objective with yourself, then do it. And you have the confidence in your knowledge, then do it if you need to. But it's just so nice to be able to like hand over the reins to someone else and you just follow the plan. And
That and having someone who, because also not every coach is going to have the same approach too,
Mhm.
right? One coach versus another, they might have completely different, they may have like the same level of knowledge, but they might go at things a different way too, and just finding what suits you best.
I think that's key too, because it might be a really, really good coach, but it doesn't align with you and how you are navigating in that season. And
Yeah.
it might serve you in a future season, or it might have served you in a past season, but in this season right now, like what do you need? So
Yeah.
taking that in consideration before you hire someone as well.
Hmm. Yeah.
Oh, well, that was off topic.
Yeah.
That was good though.
Relevant, but not.
Yeah. No, we'll get to that in another episode, but I think it is relevant.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, definitely, like, if you have the funds to hire a coach, it's so worth it, guys. Like,
Mhm.
again, it's an investment. And even if you're not trying to compete or anything like that, like, just for overall, like, if you're living the lifestyle and for a health longevity aspect of things, right? Like, same thing when I hired Mark. Like, I was dead set on wanting to compete. Well, we have to address health first. And guess what? That takes precedence over wanting to compete. Stage will always be there. You can always compete at, some point down the road. But what's happening right now with you and what needs to be addressed for your health, first and foremost, that should take precedence. And that's a priority to me in investing that money. Whereas I could have been like, well, you don't want to prep me. I'm going to find another coach that will.
And that can go into like lifestyle coaching that the clients will come to you. I don't know, 99.9% of lifestyle clients that come are usually asking to lose weight. But one, you might not even have to lose weight. You might not be in a position to lose weight. We might have to look at your health. We might have to work up your calories before we can do anything else. So, um, just listening to the coach that you are trying to hire and like hiring someone that is actually going to look at your goals, but then also tell you, we need to do this first. Like, we need
Yep.
to get you sleeping and drinking water before we can think about anything else.
Yes. Yes. Okay. We'll save all of this for our Are You Coachable episode, because there's so many different like things that are encompassed in that, and it's going to end up being a really good episode, and I'm really excited for it. But just if you can cut corners, do it in the ways that aren't going to necessarily not hurt you, but like cut corners where you can,
Mhm.
but don't cut corners on the things that truly actually matter, your supplementation, right? Things like that. Who is leading you? And even sometimes food quality too, I mean, food quality is a huge thing. If you're constantly buying processed protein foods, things like that, like that's obviously going to be less nutrient dense than if you team up with a local farmer.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So hopefully this is helpful. Let us know what you guys think or other ways that you guys save money too in the sport. We'd love to hear it. Um, anything else?
Long story long, invest in yourself.
Yes, you are worth it. All right. Thanks, guys.
We'll see you guys next week.
Bye.